Singh ji.
Thank you, sir. I'm very grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to speak on the demands for grants of the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So at the outset, I would like to thank our Honorable Prime Minister and our Honorable Civil Aviation Minister, Shri Scindia ji, and Honorable Minister Shri V.K. Singh ji, for the safe evacuation of around 23,000 Indian nationals from the war-stricken country of Ukraine. So had it not been for the towering personality of our Prime Minister and the country's growing influence in the world, the Operation Ganga for evacuating Indian nationals from the Ukraine would not have been successful. So under the able guidance of our visionary Prime Minister, India is taking rapid strides towards being a part of the developed world, and modernizing our aviation sector is an important step towards that goal. So the importance of this sector can be gauged from the fact that the air transport industry, which includes airlines and its supply chain, given estimated support of $13 billion to our GDP. And if you add another 22 billion support to our country's GDP from the spending by foreign tourists, the total contribution to our GDP comes to around $35 billion, which is a significant sum. So India by 2024 is projected to be the third largest aviation market in the world, overtaking UK. So the rapid rise in the number of air travelers is an ample proof of the successful policies of our government that has helped to increase the income of a large middle class, which is one of the major growth factors for the growth of the airline industry. So the vision to enable people to have access to safe, secure, sustainable and affordable air services in world-class civil aviation, our government has taken important steps which has resulted in a rapid growth in air travel and which also reflects the pace of economic growth of our country. Regarding this, in pursuit of these goals, the Government of India has announced major civil aviation reforms under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So one of the major reforms is the Regional Connectivity Scheme. Under this RCS Udan scheme, the government has achieved better connectivity to different regions of the world, of the country, which were till now devoid of air travel. The issuance of route dispersal guidelines has further ensured that even the remote areas falling under Category 2 and Category 3 are now being connected by air services. To enhance air connectivity in the Northeast region, the budgetary allocation of rupees 24 crores has been made, and this will further ensure tourist inflow to these remote areas and create employment opportunities for the local people in these areas. So under the RCS Udan scheme, approximately 34,74,000 passengers have been flown and 335 routes have been awarded in 2019. 33 airports have been covered, out of which till now 20 airports were not served. So the decision to build international airports in Varanasi and Kushinagar and a small airport at Shravasti is an important step.
एक मिनट सदन की सहमति हो तो आधा घंटा समय और बढ़ा दिया जाए और थोड़ा कम समय में बोलिए प्लीज कंक्लूड कीजिए.
So, to promote the Buddhist circuit, and it will increase the foreign inflow of tourists from Sri Lanka, China, and Southeast Asian nations. So, I would also request the Honourable Minister to upgrade the airstrip in Shravasti so that larger planes can operate from there. So, the airport development plan through the PPP model has led to world-class services being given to our passengers now, and an additional investment of around 13,000 crore rupees to be made by private players and 12 airports in the first and second round will also ensure better infrastructural facilities for us. So one of the most important decisions of our government has been to establish the global hub for maintenance, repair and overhaul of aircraft. Sir, अभी तक क्या होता था कि हमारे जो एयरलाइंस के प्लेन्स होते थे उनको बाहर भेजा जाता था for maintenance repair, and no doubt that would incur a lot of expenditure on the airlines and also loss of foreign exchange. So the establishment of a MRO hub in the country will not only save costs, but also increase the liquidity of our airlines. The MRO service industry, which was, in 2018, it was valued at $800 million, is now projected to reach $2.4 billion by 2028. The lower labor costs in our country will also attract foreign countries to have the aircraft service in India. And this decision of convergence of civil MROs with the defense sector will have further long-term benefits for the airlines by bringing down maintenance costs and creating economies of scale. no doubt is going to create a lot of job opportunities for people here, sir. So the application of drones in day-to-day life is increasing all over the world. And very soon their services are going to be indispensable in the near future, especially in the areas of survey, defense and security, and delivery of critical medical supplies in remote areas of the country. So the central government, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi ji, has approved the production-linked incentive scheme for drones and drone components. This is a follow-through of the liberalization of drone rules which were released in August 2021. So this is another very far-sighted reform of the government, and over the span of next 3 years, the government has targeted to attain an investment rupees 5,000 crore in this industry, and this will create job opportunities for 10,000 people. So some of the main challenges facing this sector continue to be infrastructural development, high fuel cost, and the skill deficit. So the fuel cost as a percentage of operating charges amounts to almost 45% to airlines, while the global average is only 30%. The prices of aviation fuel in India are approximately 60% higher than those of the ASEAN countries and the Middle East countries. And this is mainly due to the higher central and state taxes. So taxation and pricing structure of aviation turbine fuel should be aligned to global benchmarks by considering bringing it under the ambit of GST. This will help to make our airlines globally competitive and also help in establishing international travel hubs in our country. So regarding skill deficit, there is a significant shortage and gaps in the availability of industry recognized skills, from airline pilots and crew to maintenance and ground handling personnel. So this can be overcome by, there's a need to promote a collaboration between equipment manufacturers, industry and educational institutes to assimilate the latest technology and management practices in the aviation industry, and this will help to create further trained personnel that are required. So with your permission, I'd like to make a few small suggestions to the Honorable Minister. So the standards of service documents of the DGCA needs to be adhered to. Right now, it is not being closely followed. So this would help in the timely issue of licenses for trainees and pilots, and non-compliances regarding these documents adversely affects the human resource side of the aviation industry. So another important issue is the levying of GST on aviation fuel. Sir, aviation fuel use होता है ज़्यादातर ट्रेनी एयरक्राफ्ट में जो पिस्टन इंजन एयरक्राफ्ट होते हैं. Sir, last 2 points.
बस जल्दी.
Sir, last.
जी.
And इस GST की वजह से हम लोगों को केवल 5 से 7 करोड़ अर्निंग होती है, मगर 2021 में सर हमारे 358 स्टूडेंट्स बाहर गए ट्रेनिंग लेने के लिए. अब इनका एवरेज कॉस्ट 50 लाख रुपए आता है. इफ यू कैलकुलेट दैट, इट कम्स टू अ फॉरेन एक्सचेंज लॉस ऑफ 179 करोड़. तो 179 करोड़ को ऑफसेट करने के लिए अगर 7-8 करोड़ का फायदा हो रहा है सर, तो इसको एक बार देखना चाहिए. सर there should be a sir
please.
So last 2 points, sir. So there should, sir, हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में पुलिस लाइन में एक हेलीपैड होता है. Sir, this should be allowed to be used by helicopter operators free of cost. इससे जो हमारी डिस्ट्रिक्ट नहीं भी कनेक्टेड है और जो रिमोट एरियाज में है, वहां भी फिर लोग एयर ट्रैवल कर सकेंगे, स्पेशली कहीं इमरजेंसी हो, मेडिकल इमरजेंसी हो उसके लिए. So this is actually the last point, sir. So there's a policy which says that aircraft older than 15 years are not allowed to be imported.
Now, please.
Sir, this is the last point. Sir, ये हम लोगों की कंट्री से बहुत सारी कंट्रीज के साथ बायलैटरल एग्रीमेंट्स हैं, और अगर उनकी कंट्री जो एक्सपोर्टर कंट्री अगर वो एयरवर्दिनेस सर्टिफिकेट दे दे जो हमारी डीजीसी रिकग्नाइज कर ले, तो सर हमारे तमाम सारे ऑपरेटर्स को बहुत लो कॉस्ट पे एयरक्राफ्ट मिल जाएंगे जो हमारे 2 टियर और 2nd टियर 3 टियर एयरपोर्ट्स को सर्विस कर देंगे.
Sir, thank you, sir. Mr. Chairman.